Breakfast in bed? Say what? Just wrapping things up here. I'm on Blue Mountain Shelter. About to head down through Unicoi Gap en route to Hiawasi. Looking to, well, it's 19.1 miles to Hiawasi. Not sure I'm feeling 19.1 miles. That would be my longest day. Did 14 yesterday. I hear through the rumor mill that there's trail magic down in Unicoi Gap. Not really feeling it because now that I've got my breakfast in me and everything, I'm just looking to actually push trail miles. For me, the biggest trail magic would be getting rid of my trash. I'm shocked at how much trash, A, I accumulate, and B, how much I want to get rid of it. So the trail magic piece for me is really getting rid of trash. Anyway, I'm looking to punch out as many miles as I can. Tray Mountain, I hear, is the beast today. So I'll get over that and then see how I'm feeling about whether I go all the way to Hiawasi or I stop short and do a Nero in and out of Hiawasi. Unfortunately, I bent my BRS stove, the little prongs that hold your cup up. So basically, I just have I just have my hot flame, and I hold the cup over it and heat my stuff up. I mean, not the end of the day, but if I can get a pair of pliers, I will bend it back into shape. Other than that, things have been pretty good. I also sort of learned that, you know, I know that a lot of you guys realize that I had used postcards, Thru-Hikers, or Secrets of a Thru-Hiker book in many ways as a model for some of the stuff I was doing. And he's all about efficiency, but I did realize, I think today, that me trying to be too efficient is actually making me, oh, look at that hair. Oh my God, I'm a sexy bastard. How could Blake Shelton get sexiest man alive? Come on now, check that out. Oh. Anyway, so I realized that I was, you know, being so anal about what I was putting in the bag where and that sort of thing. That was taking me forever to pack my bag. So I'm just like, hey, I have more time in the afternoon than I have in the morning. I think getting the dry stuff in the dry bags and the, you know, wet stuff outside of the dry bags and then moving on is probably more efficient for me at the end of the day. So anyway, little lessons learned. We'll get started this morning, and I'll let you see the trail as we move on. Coming in here to Unicoi Gap. A lot of folks are, for some reason in this group, I think there were 8 last night who were like a tramily. They're coming down to Unicoi Gap and going into Hiawasi from Unicoi Gap. But I remember people in the YouTube community saying, you're better off going to Dix Creek and not leaving Tray Mountain and everything to be done by just chasing into Hiawasi and back. So I'm going to punch over to Dix Creek. That'll be a 19.1 mile day if I make it, but I'm shooting for a 17.5 mile average for the hike. So if that's the case, the sooner I get there, the better. Right now I'm feeling awesome. I think I had mentioned this morning, they were talking about trail magic. It may actually be just the shuttle services into Hiawasi. All I want to do is get rid of trash if I can. So I just did 1.8 in, let's see, that would have been 43 minutes. 1.8 in 43 minutes. So I don't know what that calculation is, but I feel pretty good. Again, I'm pretty happy about my pace. I hope the rest of you brothers and sisters got this sort of a view. En route to Hiawasi. Came through Unicoi Gap.
I think the next site is Indian Grave. So whatever this mountain range is here, last I checked I was 1.8 from Trey Mountain. Whew, my God, that's beautiful. The view from Trey Mountain. Haven't shot as much video today, even though it's a beautiful day. I had a couple instances of trail magic and one of trail tragic, which left me a little bit behind the 8 ball for a goal of 19.1 miles. I still must be like 7 miles out. I could get there by 6 o'clock, which is, you know, I guess doable, but not ideal. I could have gotten there earlier. It's been pretty hard terrain with Trey Mountain, and now I think I'm going up towards Kelly's Knob. It'll be downhill after there, but I think Kelly's Knob is one of those that, or the mountain leading up to it is one of those that never seems to end. Keep coming up, plateauing like I am now, and then going up again. But nobody's complaining. I mean, today is a beautiful day. Morale's been real good. Last night was my first, what I would say, real night's sleep. I probably got about, heck, I probably got like 8 hours. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do tonight. There is a shelter fairly close to Dick's Creek Gap, where you can go into Hiawasi. I may do that and then Nero in tomorrow so I get a full day, but just one night charge. I hear the budget in is $39.99, so that's a really good deal. Probably stay there. I got to get a bunch of videos uploaded. If there was any reason I was going to stay in town longer, it's because of the videos. I must have 6 edited videos, and when I say edited, I just mean compiled videos more than anything. For the most part, you're just getting raw video, and you know, as you'll see in this one, me running into a tree and everything else. I figure you'll live through it. This is the reality of being out here, so it is what it is. So mentally, I think I'm doing better. Physically, I think I'm quite strong. It's really just running out of daylight with the pace that I'm doing now, because I got hung up with trail majesty and trail tragedy today, so I just got hung up a little bit. But I probably could still do it, just get in by 6 if I wanted to go all the way, but that'll probably leave me with 2 nights, so a full 0 tomorrow. I think it's better to Nero in, do overnight, have a full day getting stuff done, the night, get all those videos done, and then punch out like midday tomorrow. I can't tell you how much the support means, particularly when I was really hurting there for a couple days. I mean, I'll honestly tell you, if it wasn't for Al with me that second night, I would have and had been given an opportunity to overnight somewhere off trail, I would have taken it. That's really unlike me, really unlike my personality. You know, I had to come back on trail the next day, but I literally would have fled that place if I could have. That's how much it was bothering me. So having her there those first 5 days helped me work through a lot. So I've been stronger since then as a consequence, even mileage-wise, than I would have been had she not been there as a support. I know I'm rambling a bit, but you have so much time out here just to think, to review all of these things in your head. And it seems like the folks who are part of this community, I mean, that's what they enjoy, sort of those insights of, you know, what are you doing? What do you think about? How do you feel in various different parts? I mean, today, nice day, warm, cold nights, warm days. So you get a lot more mileage going, but you're also still churning through things in your head. The wet, cold, miserable days, I do less thinking and more grinding on. More this foot in front of the other foot. Watch that route. Miss this. Don't go wandering through that puddle. Much more sort of hiking thoughts are in my head, whereas on a day like today, it's much more personal, much more reflective thoughts. You know, it's sort of funny. There's two people out here. I've got sort of this split personality going right now. I've got the Scars, who did all of the training, preparation, education, video watching, book reading, all that sort of thing to prep. And then, as you know, my true name, first name is Dan. I've got dumbass Dan out here who does stupid shit all the time just to create problems for Scars. And like today, at the first water source, I got 3 liters of water, 2 in the bladder and 1 in a smart water bottle. The reason I have that extra smart water bottle, I kept it, was because I'm using Mio electrolytes, and so I put them in there. That way I don't, you know, sort of dirty up the bladder. So I go to the first water source and get 3 liters of water. Now there's one thing that the AT has provided in abundance since we got out here, and that is water. There is no need in the world for me to carry, frankly, any more than 1 liter of water. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, throw a 2nd liter in there. Instead, dumbass Dan gets 3 liters of water that I then carry. I've still got 2 in my pack here, or probably 1.5 in my pack here, that I've just been dragging over hill and over dale. Last night, dumbass Dan sat on the BRS stove and bent one of the pot holding arms. So now I have to hold my cup while it heats the water. When I get to Hiawasi, look for a pair of pliers and try to bend it back into shape. Not the end of the world, but this is what dumbass Dan does. And then Scars just looks at him and shakes his head and says, "Why'd you bring him along?" speaking of Dumbass Dan, I now look at the intensity of the light on the lens of this camera, and I do wonder whether I've just shot most of this, if not all of it, for seemingly no purpose, because you're now blind. Stop watching, because listening to me ramble but seeing nothing but the sunlight probably isn't the best. So I'll cut it off for a bit and come back out when I not have the sun directly at my back. I don't know what this means, but take a shot of it as I've just summited at Kelly Knob, and I can tell you, for all those who come behind me, that is the most miserable stretch of real estate. 1.8 miles of the most brutal, ceaseless climbing that you're going to do on this day, and that I promise you. Trade Mountain was a joke, sassafras, a comical error, and Blood Mountain, a bump on the road compared to that 1.8 miles to Kelly Knob. I think that is a completely unexpected and utterly tiring piece of mountain. In fact, it's convinced me that I'm not going to Hiawasi, even though I could get there by 6. I'm sorry. I'm lucky to be able to hold this thing up, much less spare you the pain of the jittery of a clear picture. So I'm not going to Hiawasi. I will go to Deep Gap. I pray that the term Deep Gap is a consequence of it being lower than Kelly Knob, rather than whatever comes after it. But at least I will have fresh legs at that point. It'll be a new day. Ooh. This is sort of treacherous, so I apologize here. And so I'll be ready to tackle it. It's only like 4.5 miles to Deep. Oh, I see, Deep Gap, where I'm going to Deep Gap Shelter, which is 4.5 miles from, I guess, the actual gap. So, anyway, I will try to shoot something at Deep Gap Shelter, but as I sit here right now, I can barely do anything. So, hopefully I'll catch you again before tonight. Otherwise, I will catch you in the morning.